The Senate successfully negotiated and passed a government funding bill on Wednesday after numerous failed attempts by the House of Representatives to do so, narrowly averting a default on the government's debt. Although the Republican-controlled House submitted 3 budget bills to the Democratic-controlled Senate, none were acceptable to it, and many believe that the GOP will suffer in the midterm congressional elections next year. However, one Republican escaped the government shutdown fiasco unscathed. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell managed to secure in the budget bill nearly $3 billion from the federal government to finish the construction of a dam that will millions of dollars over budget and will not be completed until 2024 in his home state of Kentucky. He did reject offers to fund Kentucky welfare programs, however, dismissing them as a waste of taxpayer dollars. 21 people were killed in an explosion in Syria on Wednesday. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights reports that a pickup truck was the source of the bombing. The region where the bombing took place, Daraa, happens to be the birthplace of the uprising against President Bashar al-Assad that emerged in 2011. As the civil war drags on, the U.S. continues trying to bring members of opposition to the negotiating table. However, the identity of the bombers remains a mystery, with the rebels blaming government forces and the government blaming terrorists. It should be noted that the Syrian government refers to rebels as terrorists, something that the United States would never do. A sign outside of Smokin' Joe's Rib House in Rogers, Arkansas read that Obamacare is America's punishment for slavery years. The owner of the restaurant, Johnny Howard, issued a statement that the sign was up for an hour before it was changed, after several complaints from the public. He further explained that he was very sorry for putting up the sign and did not intend for there to be racist connotations. The story shocked America, as many found it unusual that someone in Arkansas thought that God was more likely to punish America for slavery instead of gay marriage. Yale Law Professor Dan M. Kahan released released the results of a survey measuring scientific comprehension in self-identified political groups this week. Much to his surprise, self-described Tea Party members were found to be slightly more scientifically literate than both liberals and non-Toy Boat Party conservatives, at least by the evaluation standards of the National Science Foundation. I've got to confess, though, I found this result surprising, he said. I fully expected I'd be shown a modest negative correlation between identifying with the Tea Party and science comprehension. The study also found that liberals were found to react to the results with cries of "Shill!" and "Koch brothers stooge!" Paul McCartney admitted on Monday that he liked pop sensation One Direction. I like One Direction. They're young, beautiful boys. That's him saying this, folks, not me. And that's the big attraction. But they can sing, they can make good records, so I think that's what he would see in common. Girls love them. He went on to attribute his approval of the band to his 10-year-old daughter, who avidly listens to the band. McCartney also cautioned against taking the comparison between One Direction and the Beatles too far, though, citing numerous differences between the bands, such as the fact that the Beatles' music is actually good. The 2013 BET Hip Hop Awards were held on Tuesday, with rapper Kendrick Lamar winning 5 awards, the most by a single musician at the ceremony. Drake followed with 4 awards, and Jay-Z added 2 awards to his already extensive collection. The event was hosted by Snoop Dogg and included performances by Bone Thugs-n-Harmony, Rick Ross, and 2 Chainz. In a related story, while writing this item, the Weekend Update team received mail asking us to refer to each of the aforementioned musicians as an artist, to which we responded, both metaphorically and bluntly, that we at Weekend Update do not refer to every jerk-off who haphazardly spatters paint across an easel as an artist. Things are looking out for Bruin football following UCLA's triumph over UC Berkeley last Saturday. The Bruins beat the Bears in a stunning 37-10 win and are set to advance in the college football circuit. We enjoyed the win, but we weren't satisfied, said coach Jim Mora. That says a lot about where we're headed. The Bruins are scheduled to play against Stanford next, whom they had lost against twice before. There is no joke, aside from the fact that that's probably the most interesting story to you. And before we go, Speaker of the House John Boehner's name is actually pronounced Boner. I'm sorry, that's not news. That's a reminder.